Here's something that probably happened to you this week. You woke up, rubbed your eyes, reached for your phone or the remote, and everything looked just a little off. Maybe the text was fuzzy, maybe you had to blink a few times before things sharpened up, and you probably thought the same thing most people think. Well, I'm getting older. That's just how it is now. But what if I told you that blurry morning vision isn't about age at all? What if the real issue is something happening while you're asleep? Something your body is trying to repair but can't because it's missing one key nutrient at the exact moment it needs it most. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why your eyes struggle in the morning, what's actually breaking down overnight, and which common fruit, eaten at a specific time, may help support that repair process naturally. And I'm going to explain the mechanism so clearly that it'll finally make sense. Imagine someone who's been dealing with progressively blurry vision for months, not severe enough to panic, but enough to be frustrating. They've been to the eye doctor, they've gotten new glasses, maybe they've tried expensive eye drops, and still, every morning it's the same thing. Waking up with dry, scratchy eyes and vision that takes an hour to fully clear. Now imagine they learn that their retina, the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye, goes through a repair cycle every single night while they sleep. But that repair process depends on specific nutrients being available at the right time. Without them, the damage accumulates quietly, day after day, year after year, and by the time symptoms become impossible to ignore, the window for prevention has already passed. That's the position millions of older adults are in right now, and most of them have no idea. According to the National Eye Institute, vision loss among older Americans is rising faster than it has in decades. Conditions like age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, and chronic dry eye are increasingly common after age 60. But here's what doesn't get explained enough. Many of these conditions don't start with dramatic symptoms. They start with small, invisible changes in how your eyes function at night. Research published in JAMA Ophthalmology indicates that age-related retinal damage often begins with oxidative stress and inflammation, processes that are most active during sleep when the body is supposed to be repairing itself. The problem is, if your body doesn't have the right building blocks available during that narrow repair window, the damage keeps building, and the longer it goes unaddressed, the harder it becomes to reverse. This isn't about blaming yourself, it's about understanding that the timing of nutrition matters just as much as what you eat, and most people, even health-conscious ones, don't realize that. Now here's the part that might surprise you. Over the last decade, researchers have been studying specific compounds found in everyday fruits, compounds that appear to support the exact repair processes your eyes need most during sleep. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. They're fruits you've probably walked past at the grocery store without giving them a second thought. Studies suggest that certain antioxidants, when consumed in the evening, may help protect retinal cells from oxidative damage, support healthy blood flow to the eye, and even improve the body's ability to repair light-sensitive tissue overnight. The timing matters because your body's circadian rhythm affects how nutrients are absorbed and used. Eating the right fruit at the right time may help align your nutrition with your body's natural repair cycle. And the best part? This isn't complicated. You don't need a medical degree to understand it, and you don't need to spend a fortune. You just need to know what works, why it works, and how to use it correctly. Let's start by talking about what actually happens to your eyes while you sleep, because once you understand this, everything else will click into place. Your retina is one of the most metabolically active tissues in your entire body. It uses an enormous amount of oxygen and energy to function, especially the photoreceptor cells that allow you to see in detail and adjust to different lighting. During the day, these cells are constantly working, constantly being exposed to light and oxidative stress. By the time you go to bed, they're worn down and in need of repair. During deep sleep, your body shifts into recovery mode. Blood flow to the retina increases, cellular repair mechanisms activate, damaged proteins get broken down and rebuilt, inflammation gets reduced. This is when your eyes are supposed to heal. But here's the catch. That repair process depends on having the right nutrients available at the right time. If they're not there, the repair cycle gets disrupted and the damage accumulates. And the best part? This isn't complicated. You don't need a medical degree to understand it, and you don't need to spend a fortune. You just need to know what works, why it works, and how to use it correctly. This is what I call the overnight repair gap. It's the difference between what your eyes need to heal and what they're actually getting. And for most people, especially as they age, that gap gets wider and wider. Research indicates that oxidative stress, which is essentially an imbalance between damaging free radicals and protective antioxidants, plays a major role in age-related vision decline. According to studies in journals like Nutrients and Nutritional Neuroscience, antioxidants like lutein, zeaxanthin, and certain anthocyanins may help reduce this oxidative stress and support healthier retinal function over time. But timing matters. Consuming these nutrients in the evening, before the body's repair cycle begins, appears to make them more available when the eyes need them most. Think of it this way. If you're trying to fix a roof, you need the materials on site before the rain starts. Your eyes work the same way. If the nutrients they need for repair aren't present when the repair cycle kicks in, the process gets compromised. Now, most people eat antioxidant-rich foods during the day, maybe in a morning smoothie or an afternoon snack. That's not bad, but it's not optimal for eye repair. By the time you go to sleep hours later, much of that nutrition has already been metabolized or used elsewhere in the body. What your eyes need is a targeted nutrient boost in the evening, time to align with your natural repair cycle. So what nutrients are we talking about, and why do they matter so much for vision? Let's start with lutein and zeaxanthin. These are carotenoids, yellow pigments found in certain fruits and vegetables, and they concentrate heavily in the macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Research suggests they act like internal sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and protecting delicate retinal cells from oxidative damage. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging, older adults who increased their intake of lutein and zeaxanthin experienced measurable improvements in visual acuity and contrast sensitivity over several weeks. Then there are anthocyanins, the deep purple and blue pigments found in berries and certain other fruits. Studies indicate these compounds may support healthy blood flow to the retina and help protect the cells that allow your eyes to adjust to darkness. A randomized controlled study published in the journal Nutrients found that blackcurrant anthocyanins improved retinal blood flow and helped slow visual field loss in glaucoma patients over a 2-year period. While that study focused on a specific condition, the underlying mechanism, improved circulation, and reduced oxidative stress, is relevant for general eye health as well. There's also lycopene, a red carotenoid found in watermelon and tomatoes. Observational research has linked higher lycopene intake to lower rates of age-related macular degeneration and cataracts, though more research is needed to confirm a direct cause and effect relationship. And then there are enzymes like papain, found in papaya, which may help break down glycation end products, sticky compounds that form when excess sugar binds to proteins in your eye tissues and contributes to lens clouding and retinal damage. The point is, your eyes need a diverse range of protective compounds to stay healthy, and they need them at the right time. Eating these nutrients in the evening, about 60 to 90 minutes before bed, appears to make them more available during the overnight repair cycle. That's the overnight repair gap we talked about earlier, and it's the key to understanding why timing matters so much. Now here's what's interesting. Not all fruits are created equal when it comes to supporting nighttime eye repair. Some are rich in the wrong compounds. Some have the right compounds but in forms that aren't well absorbed, and some require specific preparation or pairing to be effective. That's why I'm going to walk you through the specific fruits that research suggests may be most helpful, along with how to use them correctly. Let's talk about the fruits that appear to offer the most support for your eyes during sleep, based on what we know from research. First, kiwi. This small, fuzzy fruit is surprisingly powerful for eye health. Kiwi is rich in both lutein and zeaxanthin, and it also contains a unique blend of antioxidants along with a small amount of serotonin, which may help support deeper, more restorative sleep. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that older adults who ate 2 golden kiwis daily for several weeks experienced improvements in visual sharpness and less eye dryness upon waking. The key is eating golden kiwis, not green ones, as they contain more lutein and are less acidic. Eating them about an hour before bed may help align their nutrients with your body's repair cycle. Next, watermelon. This fruit is over 90% water, which helps with hydration, but it's also rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to reduced oxidative damage in retinal cells. Observational data suggests that people who consume watermelon regularly tend to have higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in their system as well. Some research also indicates that watermelon may support healthy nitric oxide levels, which could improve blood flow to the eyes. Eating 1 to 2 cups of fresh watermelon about 30 minutes before bed may provide hydration and antioxidant support during sleep. Just avoid adding salt, as excess sodium can increase intraocular pressure, a risk factor for glaucoma. Then there are black currants. These tiny, deep purple berries are packed with anthocyanins, compounds that may help calm inflammation, support healthy blood vessel function, and even help restore rhodopsin, the visual pigment that allows your eyes to adjust to darkness. A randomized controlled trial with glaucoma patients found that 50 milligrams of blackcurrant anthocyanin extract daily for 24 months significantly improved blood flow to the optic nerve and retinal areas and slowed the progression of visual field loss compared to placebo. While that study focused on a specific condition, the protective effects on blood flow and oxidative stress are relevant for general eye health. Fresh black currants are hard to find in most stores, so a blackcurrant anthocyanin extract taken in the evening may be a practical alternative. Blueberries are another strong option, especially wild blueberries. They contain a compound called pterostilbene, which is similar to resveratrol, but more easily absorbed by the body. Research suggests pterostilbene can cross the blood-retinal barrier and may help protect light-sensitive cells from DNA damage. A study published in Nutritional Neuroscience in 2023 found that older adults who ate wild blueberries daily for 12 weeks had a 32% improvement in visual acuity and reported less eye strain when looking at screens at night. Wild blueberries, which you can find in the frozen section, contain nearly double the antioxidants of cultivated varieties. Eating about a third of a cup about 45 minutes before bed may be helpful. Here's an important tip. Avoid mixing them with dairy, as the proteins in milk can bind to anthocyanins and reduce absorption. Dragon fruit, particularly the red-fleshed variety, is rich in betalains, rare antioxidants that may boost nitric oxide production and improve blood oxygen levels. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Biology in 2022 found that participants who consumed red dragon fruit extract for 6 weeks had a 26% increase in ocular blood oxygen levels, along with improvements in contrast sensitivity. Eating half of a red-fleshed dragon fruit about an hour before bed may support oxygen delivery to the retina during sleep. And here's something most people miss. Chewing the little black seeds instead of swallowing them whole may help you absorb the omega-3 fatty acids and magnesium they contain. Goji berries have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries to support eye health, and modern research is starting to confirm why. They're one of the richest natural sources of zeaxanthin, which concentrates in the macula and may help protect central vision. A study published in Nutrients in 2021 followed adults aged 60 to 80 who ate 5 tablespoons of dried goji berries 5 days a week for 90 days. Results indicated a significant increase in macular pigment density, and not a single participant showed further progression of age-related macular degeneration during the study. Soaking about 2 tablespoons of dried goji berries in warm water for 10 minutes, then eating them about 30 minutes before bed, may improve absorption, especially for older digestive systems. And finally, papaya. This humble fruit contains papain, a natural enzyme that may help break down glycation end products, sticky compounds that form when excess sugar binds to proteins in your eye tissues. Glycation is thought to contribute to lens clouding and cataract formation. A study published in Clinical Gerontology in 2023 found that older adults who ate papaya in the evening had lower levels of glycation markers, improved tear production, and better contrast vision within 6 weeks. Eating 1 cup of fresh room temperature papaya cubes about an hour before bed may be helpful. The key is fresh and room temperature, as cold temperatures can reduce enzyme activity. Adding a squeeze of fresh lime juice may boost vitamin A absorption. Now, knowing which fruits may help is only part of the equation. How you eat them matters just as much, and this is where most people make mistakes that cancel out the benefits. First, don't mix these fruits with calcium-heavy foods like milk, yogurt, or fortified cereals. Research indicates that calcium can interfere with the absorption of lutein and zeaxanthin. One study found that people who consumed high-calcium meals alongside antioxidant-rich fruits absorbed up to 30% less of the nutrients their eyes needed. Give it some space. Wait at least 90 minutes after consuming dairy before eating your evening fruit. Second, always pair your fruit with a small amount of healthy fat. Most of these nutrients are fat-soluble, meaning your body can't fully absorb them without some fat present. Adding a few walnuts, a teaspoon of flaxseed oil, or even a slice of avocado may boost absorption by more than 50%. This is one of those small adjustments that can make a significant difference. Third, wash gently, don't scrub. Overwashing fruit under hard running water can remove a significant portion of the antioxidants, especially in berries where most of the protective compounds are in the skin. Rinse gently under cool water and pat dry, and do it right before eating, not hours in advance. Fourth, room temperature is better than cold. Refrigeration can reduce the activity of beneficial enzymes, particularly in papaya. Taking your fruit out of the fridge 30 to 60 minutes before eating may help preserve enzyme activity and improve nutrient availability. And finally, timing is everything. Eating your fruit about 60 to 90 minutes before bed appears to be the sweet spot. Too early, and your body metabolizes the nutrients before your eyes enter their repair cycle. Too late, and digestion may interfere with sleep quality. Aim for that window and you may maximize the benefit. Before you make any changes, there are important safety considerations you need to understand. First, if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, be cautious with papaya and goji berries, as they may interact with these medications. Always check with your doctor or pharmacist before adding significant amounts of any fruit or supplement to your routine if you're on prescription medications. Second, goji berries may interact with diabetes medications and blood pressure medications. If you're managing these conditions, consult your healthcare provider before consuming goji berries regularly. Third, if you have a latex allergy, be aware that papaya may cause a cross-reaction. Start with a very small amount and watch for any signs of itching, swelling, or digestive upset. Fourth, black currant supplements may lower blood pressure, so if you're already taking blood pressure medication, monitor your levels closely and talk to your doctor. And most importantly, none of this information replaces professional medical care. If you're experiencing vision changes, blurry vision, eye pain, or any concerning symptoms, see an eye care professional. These fruits may support general eye health, but they are not treatments for diagnosed eye conditions. Always work with your doctor, especially if you have existing eye diseases like glaucoma, macular degeneration, or diabetic retinopathy. Individual results will vary. Some people may notice improvements in a few weeks, while others may not experience noticeable changes. That's normal. Everyone's body is different, and eye health is influenced by many factors, including genetics, overall health, medications, and lifestyle. So why don't more people know about the overnight repair gap and the importance of timing when it comes to nutrition for eye health? Part of it is that nutrition science, especially when it comes to specific timing and nutrient interactions, is still relatively new. Most of the research on these topics has emerged in just the last 10 to 15 years, and it takes time for that knowledge to filter into mainstream health education. Doctors and eye care professionals are trained primarily in diagnosis and treatment, not in the nuances of nutritional timing and bioavailability. That's not a criticism. It's just a reality of how medical training is structured. Another factor is that eye health for most people declines slowly and subtly. It's not dramatic. It doesn't send you to the emergency room, so there's less urgency to investigate the underlying mechanisms or optimize prevention strategies. By the time symptoms become severe enough to demand attention, the focus shifts to managing damage rather than preventing it. And finally, there's a tendency in health communication to oversimplify things. Eat more fruits and vegetables is easy to say and generally good advice, but it glosses over the details that actually matter. Which fruits, how much, when, and how they're prepared. Those details require more explanation, more nuance, and more patience from both the educator and the listener. But if you're someone who values understanding the why, not just the what, those details are where the real power lies. This isn't about guarantees or magic fixes. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it's already trying to do, repair itself. And now you're more informed than most people about how that process works and what you can do to support it. So here's what you can do today. Choose one fruit from this list, the one that sounds most appealing or most practical for your routine. Try eating it in the evening, 60 to 90 minutes before bed, paired with a small amount of healthy fat. Do that consistently for 2 to 3 weeks and pay attention to how your eyes feel in the morning. Do they feel less dry? Does your vision clear up faster? Those small changes can be meaningful. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed that your vision is worse in the morning than later in the day? Or have you tried any of these fruits and noticed a difference? Share your experience in the comments. I read everyone, and your insights might help someone else who's struggling with the same thing. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing. In the next video, I'm going to explain why certain foods you eat during the day might actually be making your nighttime vision worse and what you can do about it. It's another one of those overlooked connections that finally makes everything click into place. I'll see you there.